Oh boy, where do I even start with this one? Well, basically, I'm somebody who's on Twitter way too much, way too often, and I like to, scroll through my timeline, and every once in a while, I will always see something that will pretty much like divide the genders. So, what I mean by that, I'm not gonna say there's a gender war because that's really stupid, but I will always come across a post that will just like make the two sides of the gender, male and female, just, go at it with each other every fucking time. So, it's just wild to me to be like, on the outside looking in, but of course, as a of course, I do have some opinions, and I'm always the type of person that likes to speak out on my opinions as well. But yeah, I did come across a post that really made me question myself, let's say. So it was basically this post over here where this guy over here, Taoki? Why are women lying about this? Like, what's the actual case? And apparently it's like a tweet from this guy William. In the first reply to this poll, there is a picture of oily Murs before and after a 12-week gym transformation. Do you think he looks better than before or after? Are you male or female? So male before, 24%. Male after, the majority of males think the guy looks better after. Females before, which is like the majority, and way below is female after. And... I mean, I came across this post and I didn't really think much of it. I didn't even think about the percentages, the votes on this one. I simply looked at the dude and I'm like, huh. I mean, the guy in the photo after looks way better. Like, come on, he looks leaner, he looks pretty happy on both, before and after. And I mean, he's kind of flexing a little bit, he's really he looks really proud of himself. And I'm like, yeah, bro, fucking get it. He looks good. And then I see the dude on the left and I'm like, yeah, dad bod, okay, well, not my type, not my thing. And then I started thinking, women prefer the dad bod a lot more? Are you fucking crazy? So then, that was my initial reaction. I'm like, why? What? I thought a lot of women liked tall, like 6 foot, 7 foot, muscular, big buff guys, I mean, even if they're like short stack, right? I mean, you would think they would like the muscular dude more. Apparently, us guys are wrong. Like, really, really fucking wrong. And of course, this guy over here has the audacity to say like all the women are lying, but like, well, are they? Let me take a step back. I really had to check myself on this one because I was really thinking, why would the majority of girls think that the guy on the left is better than the guy on the right? And it just made me wonder why, because why? So, okay, I had to do some digging, and when I mean digging, simply just like scroll down on this post. They will tell you, they will really tell you what they think. A lot of women will know, and just by listening, really, you'll be a woman whisperer? I don't know, man. So, as I was saying, yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing that how I kind of had to check myself on this one. And just scrolling down, a lot of the women have been saying, yeah, the reason why they like the dude on the left is because he seems to be a lot more warm, inviting. They don't have to, not so much compete for attention via, with the other guy the dude on the right, but they don't have to live a certain lifestyle, based on constantly counting calories and counting macros and whatnot. You don't always have to be so insecure of your body because you have to keep it in shape 24/7. And God forbid, you gain a couple pounds. God forbid, you gain a couple percentage body fat. It's it's really, really tough to get that in shape. And honestly, for any guy out there that tries to get that kind of lean, good for you. And I think that's the thing. I think that's why males prefer, or not so much prefer, but think that the guy on the right is way better than the dude on the left, because they understand all the work and dedication it takes, all the consistency, all the, discipline it takes for guys to look that way, opposed to the dude on the left. But again, no hate on the guy on the left, So yeah, it's like if you're dating the dude on the left, the girl like the girl you're with, right? If you're that kind of guy, if you have that kind of body, I'm pretty sure she's not gonna be feeling all that insecure, thinking, man, I'd rather just get a salad than a fucking cheeseburger. No, that bitch wants a fucking cheeseburger. Get her a goddamn cheeseburger, and then you're gonna, enjoy it with her as well.
Perfect fucking burger. Put all your shit on top, whatever the fuck you want. It's on the fucking bottom.
Enjoy your fucking steak and all that too. Really, I mean, women, I think, and I'm not saying this is what they are, but this is only my belief, just really looking at all the information that I've just seen down in this post, and really just focusing on the women, right? They just want to live, man, like anybody else. So, they don't want to constantly feel judged. They don't want to constantly feel like they have to fit this sort of norm or this look or this body type naturally, like guys, and we're both guys and girls, humans in general, we all won't have this specific body type that, there's this constant projection on us. And I really had to take a step back and think, why did I truly feel a certain way? And I think part of it is just social conditioning. So what I mean by that is that there's constant bombardment where it's via video games or movies, television, magazines, and just everything around you, of what you see. We all have this idea projected on us by others, of this archetype of what a woman should look like and what a guy should look like when you see them together too. For example, supermodels and whatnot on fucking Calvin Klein posters or whatever. Or I don't know, Hollywood movies and whatnot. You see these makeshift couples that is projected, and you always think the hot girl wants to be with the hot guy, but that's pretty much further from the truth. Sure, there are moments that are like that, and yeah, well, it's not always like that. Hotness is just subjective. What you think is hot could very well be not so hot, could really give the ick to somebody else. Well, the ick. Yes, that's what I meant to say. And yeah, it's just wild to me how of course I did have these biases and whatnot and this way of thinking, but I think that's just because of it's a lot of what was just shown to us, So therefore a lot of us guys or people in general think, oh, that's how things should be when they're not. Because you could have a really hot girl, whatever you believe is hot, be with this guy who you think is ugly or whatever, and you might start to wonder, how the fuck did this dude bag her? Well, I mean, of course, personality does come a long way. If you're fucking Ralphie May, if you can make this girl laugh so hard, she's gonna piss herself. I mean, come on, bro. Who wouldn't want to be around somebody like that? I would love to be around somebody who makes me laugh all the time. But at the same time, us dudes, and I'm sure a lot of women too, we all have our own desires, right? We all have our, how do I say this? We all find certain things, certain people, certain attributes, certain looks attractive. So okay, even if you're not into big guys, you might be into the guy who's on the right. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, I mean, if girls are into the guy who is on the left, that makes them feel like they don't have to live this certain lifestyle, or they don't have to feel like they don't feel any pressure or whatnot. That's basically my take on all these comments that I've been reading on this Twitter post. So yeah, it's kind of baffling to me how a lot of girls, a lot of women out there were just literally tell guys the playbook on how to date women or what women want, and they would just be nah bro, you're fucking lying, nah, get out of here. And for me, I was even kind of shocked too and thinking, are they really is this really true? They can't be lying here, are they? I mean, it seems like the majority, or at least they're getting a lot of attention based on what they say, and if the majority, or if I'm constantly seeing the same thing over and over but told in slightly different ways, then it must be true, right? Alright, so after all that has been said, I did come across another post, another tweet from this guy named Chris Avino. Oh my god, this guy does he have some kind of insight. I don't know how true this is, but it seems to be more true than it isn't. The only thing I don't believe is the hundreds of women he's been with. That's a lot. That's I don't know, way too much where my mind can't even comprehend, but what do I know, right? This is very, very interesting to me. It's so hilarious because me, a fat brown dude, has dated a lot of models and athletes over the years. I used to feel incredibly self-conscious about it because these women were fit. And then there was me. I asked a few about it when I was feeling insecure. They all said the same thing. And it's even funnier because it's the same thing being said by thousands of women in the replies. The issue isn't that women are lying, it's that men don't fucking listen to women. Yeah, you could literally be like a women whisperer. God, that sounds so cringe. By just listening. It's the same thing with politics. You could kind of predict the future by just understanding some of the past and just being a little bit more aware. Listening, just listening could go a long way, and that is why they fail. Here's what women told me when I asked them why they're dating me when they could be dating fellow athletes and models. First, most women find gym bros annoying as hell. They are incredibly judgy because they are always judging their own bodies. That is true. I am not like a super fit boy, I'm not like an athlete or anything, but my god do I constantly judge myself, and this is like within the femboy community. I want to look and feel a certain way and fit this mold, you know, like having big old thighs, you know, and a nice booty and all that, a grabbable waist, a cute chest, a flat belly, maybe with a little bit of chubbiness. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same with the femboys, right? We always want to fit this certain aesthetic and whatnot. And same with guys, same with girls, but you don't want to constantly look into yourself or be full of yourself because you're not really going to have any room for anybody else. But when they're in relationships, they tend to direct their judgments towards their girlfriends. And then it's like these women are being bombarded by judgments from themselves and their man simultaneously. So most women are like, fuck that. They see me enjoying a burger and fries during our date, not saying a word if she eats an ice cream. And they're like, Jesus fucking Christ. I can finally relax with somebody who will accept me exactly as I am without judgment. In other words, it makes them feel safe. And when I mean safe, it's not just so much the physical aspect, I don't really think it's that. It's the emotional and the mental aspect. Oh, I could just be myself and not have to worry about, you know, judgment. And honestly, it's really the same in both ways. If a woman could, like, you know, be okay with their dude being, you know, themselves, you know, liking what they like and able to, like, talk about things that they like and, you know, just be able to talk about, you know, themselves in terms of, like, their hobbies and interests, and maybe there's some, like, shared experiences, shared likes and desires, shared hobbies, then more power to them. And it's the same thing with women, you know? It's like, we're all fucking human, right? We all want to be valued. We all want to be valued and cared for and not looked down on in terms of, like, how we are. So yeah, women want to feel the same way. They want to feel a sense where they're allowed to be themselves. They're allowed to talk about, you know, things they like and allowed to enjoy the things they like. And not just that, but most women find that stuff incredibly boring and tedious. They don't want a partner who is obsessed with calories and macros. They want a guy with personality that extends far beyond the gym. And that is very much true. I mean, it's not a bad thing to, like, you know, have a partner that you both are like gym rats, you want to both be healthy, live long, fruitful lives, and really take pride in fitness and calories and macros. That's not a bad thing, you know? But at the same time, the gym cannot be your only personality. You gotta have a little bit more than that, right? Like, what do you do after the gym? What do you do before the gym? You know, what anime do you watch? What music do you listen to? What video games do you play? What other hobbies are you into? It's really just more about, like, getting to know each other and having shared experiences from getting to know each other. So if I know how you are, if I know what you like to do, what are your hobbies, then maybe I could share those hobbies with you, or you could share those hobbies with mine, or vice versa, if this makes any sense. But yeah, this is just on my takes, you know? And I'm kind of like bouncing off of this guy. Second, a lot of athletic women are competitive, and dating other physically competitive person can be frustrating when you are constantly at a disadvantage because of your weight class and gender. Like, I dated a runner who was happy she could outrun me. I feel like that's more anecdotal because I don't think a lot of women are like that. You know, there are some that do like competitiveness and others that just don't, so it just all depends really. And third, a lot of women love fat on men. They love to squeeze and hold it, they love to be wrapped in it. It is a pleasant feeling for a lot of women to be with who is not just skin and bones and muscle. This is a hard one for a lot of guys to wrap their heads around. Yeah, I was really curious about that. I was wondering why, because like, at one hand, there was a point in time where I really did think and believe that, oh, a lot of women find these particular men, you know, who are like big and tall and muscular and, you know, strong. You know, a lot of women found that attractive, but I'm guessing the majority doesn't? I don't know. I guess it just really depends because we really don't have like hard concrete data. We're all just going off of like tweets here. But I don't know, it's interesting. I believe it's because so many men are fatphobic and have body images issues themselves. They also have trouble empathizing with women just on general. Put those together and it's almost impossible to get them to believe this, no matter how many women tell them it's true. Yeah, I do think a lot of guys, not all guys of course, you know, but there are like a handful of guys that are like in disbelief like I was. This is why I believe men say women lie in all the fucking time when it comes to dating advice. That is a reality women are talking about. It's just so far outside the realm of possibility for these men. It has to be a lie because cognitive dissonance is so high. I think a lot of it has just been conditioning through media and, you know, stories and whatnot, and based on just what is perceived to be hot. That's probably just part of it, but there could be something underlying that is the bigger picture that I'm not seeing, and I do wonder what your take could be. So let me know. But no, these women aren't lying. I'm a perfect example. I dated hundreds of women across the US and Europe. I'm gonna keep reading. I did it all as an obese brown dude. All these incels and red pillars saying women lie. Have they ever been on a date before? Where is their experience coming from? Usually it's because women are mean to them at some point in their life, and they don't realize that the reason women don't like them has to do with their awful personalities and behaviors, or due to unhealed traumas and mental illnesses, not their looks and body fat percentages. Yeah, no, that is 100% it. That could definitely be it. I know there are moments where I have had women be mean to me in the past, and I'm like, oh, well, it must all be women, right? But no, that's further from the truth. That's definitely not true. I usually just say or think to myself, if this one girl was mean to me or just had the ick for me, well, okay, I'm sorry, guess I'm just not for you. I'm gonna continue and live my life to the fullest. And I just hope you have a good day. But yeah, it's very, very interesting stuff. I don't know, I just came across this post and I kind of wanted to just really, you know, put in my two thoughts, put in my opinion out there. None of this is, you know, fact, but it is very interesting data, even if it's very small and not super reliable. It's not like super scientific, but it's interesting. It's really, really interesting. So, ladies, women, girls, I would really like to get your opinion on this, and guys, well, you're more than welcome to tell me what you think too. This is interesting to me. And I guess it does make for a good video, so I wanted to put this out there too. So if you like what you've seen, like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, please comment, let me know. Am I wrong on this? Or do you have anything else to add? I'm curious. Anyways, bye.